Hey, whoops. All right, I'm trying to plug it in. Oh well, I guess I'll have to lose some battery. But hello. Oh my goodness, this is what we're working with, people. Okay, so some of you knew that I may be doing a TikTok live pop-up today. If you got my email, you know that I just came back last night from a trip, and I wasn't sure how things were going to go, but here we are. So yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to, I ended up waking up early, which kind of makes sense because I was wicked tired last night because of the time change and everything. Good morning, Julie McIntyre. Nice to see you. And I thought that on this wonderful Saturday morning, prior to the decluttering party that starts at noontime Eastern today, and also if anybody's getting ready and making signs and going out and loving up your country, that I would be here and just kind of say hello. Good morning, Mary, as well. Now, I'll probably say this a couple of times just because I haven't been on TikTok in a while. Gosh, over a week maybe? Gosh, was it a week? Time flies, regardless. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. And my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Now, I gotta share with you, I am going to be rusty. I don't know. So I don't know what you guys want to talk about declutter-wise. I will help you. But kind of like the faucet hasn't been turned on. Christina Glendale, thank you for the welcome back. I appreciate it. It's been a while since I coached, since I talked clutter. And so it's a bit like turning on a faucet, and it's kind of creaky and rusty, and then the rusty water comes out, but then after we get warmed up, that it should go good. So here we are on one of the days of the week that typically people say, I can't declutter during the week, but man, will I kick ass during the weekend. I don't know if that's you, and maybe you're scrolling on TikTok to get some inspiration or whatnot. I get it. Trust me. I push off the stuff that I don't necessarily want to do. And it takes me a bit to kind of get warmed up with it, get revved up enough to get into action, kind of going from being in. And you'll see behind me actually this kind of road trip metaphor, this little picture. I use driving and a road trip as a metaphor all the time. Okay, Carla Jane. Nice to see you. I've got here, this is funny. So you don't think you have a trend, and then you have a orange windscreen and an orange book, and then I was literally writing on a piece of orange paper. I guess I like, certain colors that cheer me up, regardless of what they represent. So, okay, here we go. So Cat29 is saying, decluttering my house clothes. It's so hard for me to start. Good morning, Jeanette. It's so hard for me to start. So a couple things, and feel free to write these things down, all right? I do decluttering life coaching one-on-one with people. Other than that, I don't have a book. I do very little with that type of thing. So if you want to take notes on what I'm saying that it might help you, please feel free to do that. So if you're going to find like a pen and ideally like a little notebook or something to write this stuff down so you don't forget it. Also, this TikTok live, as well as my TikTok lives and YouTubes, are always recorded and uploaded to Destination Decluttered. My coaching here on TikTok is also on Destination Decluttered on YouTube, okay? So I just wanted to mention that in case you're like, wait, what was that she said? Today is Saturday, October 18th. So on Destination Decluttered YouTube, it would be on the October playlist once we do this and I upload it. Just letting you know. So anyhow, oh, there we go. Cool mom. I love it coming across me on a Saturday morning. So a couple of things, you guys. If I were to write a book, these are the three. I would have like the first 3 chapters. These would be the chapter headers. So this is what you want to do. First, you want to check in. And I know we're talking about decluttering, but before you even get to what you're decluttering, you got to prepare for it. You got to make sure there's gas in your tank. You know where you're going. Gas in your tank, right? Road trip metaphor. How are you feeling physically? Do you have about at least half a tank of gas in your car, in your energy today to do some stuff? Cool. You have enough gas in your tank to get started. If you don't even know, just ask yourself how you feel physically. Do you have a headache? Do you got to go to the bathroom? Are you hungry? Could you use some caffeine? Check in with your physical body. Reconnect or connect for the first time with your physical body. How am I feeling physically? How am I feeling physically? I feel a slight twinge of a headache. I know that talking a lot is going to, dry me out. So I've got my tea. I went for a walk this morning, so I'm feeling okay. All right. So check in with yourself physically. Are you feeling horrible? Okay, don't get too deep. Like if you're feeling nasty, then you know what to do to make yourself feel better. Let's say you're tired. Stay in bed. Get some rest in your physical body. So check in with your bod, how you're feeling in your bod. The second one, that's part of your bod, but it's like equal and different, is going to be your nervous system. So your nervous system to me is not only just your nerves, but kind of the energy that runs through you and what's like the quality of the energy that is running through. Is it all like up here and all freaking out like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed? Or the opposite where you're like, I'm so tired, I can't even. Well, both of those aren't going to do you a heck of a lot of good. So we try to get you kind of in the middle. Notice I said you have like half a tank of gas. I'm not saying everything's got to be perfect to start, but half a tank of gas is good. And as they say in the life coaching biz, that the regulating of your nervous system is important too. Now, what the hell does that mean? It means this. It means either calm the F down or rev yourself up a little bit, okay, to kind of get to that middle. It means breathing down, usually because people are overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. There's so much. Okay. Calm down, breathe down, slow down, quiet down. All right. Do those things. Breathe down to the bottom of your lungs, down into your belly button. Slow down how you're breathing out. Maybe drink down some water. These two steps, the physical and the nervous system, always be checking in with yourself. Reconnect with what's going on in this meat suit that you wear around the planet. Okay? So when you do that, the next down, so notice I said this is how I do it. Again, if I was writing a book, which I'm not going to, from the crown on down, I'm going to use the right word down a lot. Scan your body. How are you feeling? If you're not feeling good, do something to change it. Same thing with your nervous system. Calm down your nervous system. Hey, Annalisa, Pixel Pitbull, nice to see you. And Carly Jane, you have a lovely time. Speaking of the color orange, go out to the pumpkin patch with the grandkids. Have a delightful time. Crown on down. Scan your body. Down to your toes. All right, I'm feeling okay. Check. Nervous system. Am I overwhelmed or am I underwhelmed, if that's a word? I quote Sloan. Calming down your nervous system. Getting yourself out of fight or flight and fear into maybe just neutral, where you're like, okay, what's going on here? And then we can shift you into feeling better about the decluttering. Now, how we do that is another downward, okay? So I promise you, okay? Chunking it down, write this thing, kind of like chunking it down, okay? So if you are, where was it? I'm sorry. Cat 29 said, decluttering my clothes. You have already started with your decluttering process because you didn't say, I've got all this clutter all over the place. You decided you picked a category. A chunk is a category. A category is clothes. So the more you chop things down into smaller bits, just like chopping up vegetables or chopping broccoli, right? The easier it will be to get you to start doing something and eating something that you may not think you like, but you know you're supposed to eat or do, okay? So think about that. Cat, I will give you a couple of categories of clothing that are common because decluttering clothing can be a struggle for many people, not just you. So you're not alone. And also anybody here who's hearing me talk about clutter, please know that OMFG, you are not the only person that you know who struggles with clutter, but oftentimes we keep it in the closet, right? Looks good on the outside, but don't go into that room. Oh, I've got all my stuff together, and meanwhile you're shoving things into cupboards and corners and bags and cellars and attics and garages and stuff like that, right? You're not alone. You're not alone. I used to be cluttered, all right? And well, I will say this. Okay, ADD, fat girl, tuning in. Tell me something in 5 seconds to keep my attention. Maybe. You're going to have to calm down. There we go. Leslie, nice to see you. Okay. Leslie is doing what we like to take, doing shots. Okay. We do it with water, please. Anytime I repeat a word, you do a shot. And if you want to get really hydrated today, the word down is going to help you. Okay. Decluttering books. Okay, Laura. Okay, so a couple of things that are tells to me. Okay, how do we declutter books? I want to keep them all with a little sad face. I'm a book person too. Okay. Mama D didn't think anybody else remembered chocolate and broccoli. Please. Oh, hey, Olivia Rubini. You guys, we get somebody famous in the comments. So cool. Love it. Yeah, Jen's going to be wicked dehydrated today with the word down. But seriously, you guys. Okay, so a couple of things. Chunking anything down into a smaller bit is such a simple yet powerful. And I know that sounds like something that'll be written on a book, like a cover of a book or something. It is so simple. It's almost overly simple. So people say, oh, I can't. What it does is you chunk down something you want to do into baby steps. Think about it. Baby steps. How do babies learn to walk? Baby steps. They go one step. Hey, that worked out. Let me try it again. Whoa, I fell. And then they get back up again. Ain't never, I like get knocked down. I get up again. Never gonna bring me down. But I digress. As my ADHD Gen X brain goes, whee, we've got some caffeine. Okay. So Kat is saying clothing. Laura is saying books. 2 categories. Okay. Here are a couple of categories of books. I mean, you've got fiction, nonfiction. You've got books that you've read and books that you haven't read, perhaps. Okay? Kat, you have clothing. Clothing is going to be clothing that fits on my body now, clothing that does not fit on my body now. 2 categories. You could easily start to get into some of your decluttering just by separating your primary category of clutter into 2 smaller ones. Chunking it down. Then you only have a smaller chunk, a smaller category to deal with. Okay? So, Mama D is saying paper is the worst. Okay. Same type of thing. Okay? Same type of thing is paper. Paper, what is it? Like, is it a notebook? Is it a ream of blank paper? But blank paper is easy. It's just blank. No. The thing that makes paper powerful are the words written on it. And I will tell you this it's true. Words are powerful. That's what makes you freak out about paper, is the words on it. The paper is just a piece of paper, but it's what is written on it, either typed on it or handwritten or whatever. So notice that. Is it bills that I have to pay, bills that I haven't paid yet? Is it birthday cards I got? Is it a receipt from my travels, of which I have a whole bunch? So trust me, I am here with you guys. Okay. There we go. So Christina Glendale, I know what you're talking about. Christina Glendale. Even if I couldn't picture that second bedroom of a Mod Podge of clutter, Mod Podge is like a what do I want to call it? And actually, it's like a jumble, right? I would say to you the same thing, is chunk it down into categories. Here are my colored pens. Here are all my pencils. Here are my stickers. Here are my other craft supplies. So I am telling you, you guys, I will never make this more complicated than it has to be. So it may be revolutionary for you to hear this. All the pens, right? The word all will jam you up. So don't use all. Chunk down your all into some. Here are all of my pink pens. Here are all of my, my Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Right? Olivia Rubini. I always give away clothes if I haven't worn a year. I'm probably not reaching to wear anytime soon. Yeah, Livy, that's a great idea. So notice you've got some flow. This is one of those kind of fun things, is that it's really about stuff that's stuck and then getting stuff that's stuck into motion. So if you give away clothes you haven't worn in a year, and you wear some sassy clothes, my dear, so that's great because you're not going to wear it in a year, but somebody else out there may look equally, well, not equally as fabulous. They will look fabulous in their own way. Okay? But you're in touch with, have I worn this in a while? what can help you declutter, everybody, is just asking yourself some questions. Yeah. Okay. So ask yourself questions. When's the last time I even wore this? I don't know. Well, do I still want to wear it? You know? So Linda MC is saying outsized clothes is hard to get rid of because my weight yo-yos. Okay? So notice that categories. Categories of clothes that don't fit on my bod now, and clothes that I keep because the F word, 4 letters, starts with an F. Fear. Fear keeps you hanging on to stuff. Love makes you more easily release it. Trust and love and all those good things. I am afraid that my weight may change again and I will need clothes to put on my body, so I hold on to them. Okay, so notice that, Linda MC. Yo, suck MC, right? Linda MC, Linda McCartney. I love it. Okay, PM11208, Patty. So, things sitting in a corner and pile and ignoring it, not bothering, blind to it, but it's there. Then you're not really blind to it. You're putting on blinders going, I don't see it, but you see it. So just pick up some of those things. Start small, but just start. Okay? Start small, chunking it down. Remember, we talked about how are you feeling physically? Crown on down. Do a shot. How are you feeling nervous system-y? Calm down your nervous system. Because typically the people I work with, I mean, some people are discouraged and you need to like just kind of get up to like kind of that right point, that Goldilocks just right point. But calming down your overwhelm is going to be so clutch. And how you do that is you calm down. Notice that when I talk about calming down, I'm turning down the volume of my voice. I am slowing down the rate with which I'm speaking. I am using a better tone, a lower tone. My tone has gone down. It's all the things you would do if you were trying to make a little kid or a scaredy cat kitty feel better. Shh. Maybe you pet down the hairs on your arm. A little self-soothing, never hurt anybody. So calming down, quieting down, slowing down, and then chunking down is going to be so easy. Much easier for you to do it, because what you're doing is you are changing what's going on in your body to get out of fight and flight and fear. Like, I don't know what to do. Calm down. And then your body realizes it's safe. There's nothing going on here. These clothes are not attacking me and going to kill me. It's just my brain thinking about it, which sometimes feels the same. All right? You can do this. You can do this. All right, Laura. Notice the words we use. My gosh, I freaking love this. Because look it, this is one I had never heard, but think of it. My anxiety, but you hear it all the time. My anxiety is through the roof. Think of all the up words we use that make us feel bad. I am drowning. I'm in over my head. I'm suffocated. I'm overwhelmed. So let's play with the words, okay? Play with the words. Use the opposite. Down. Okay? You calm the F down. And I say the F with love in my heart. Okay? You can do this. Alrighty? You can do this. This is not, it's just something you don't know how to do. Okay? Yes. And I love this. Annalisa says, I heard and started to tell myself out loud, I am not in actual danger here. Okay? Alrighty. So user 5964, Joshua, nice to see you. I think I've commented on some of your stuff. Yay. I enjoy your content. I need to pick up my deck because winter is coming. So notice that sometimes there's a category of stuff that I used on my deck in the summer and some of the stuff that's on my deck that I don't use in the winter. Okay? Calming down your nervous system, chunking down what you do, and getting curious about your words is a game changer. All right? Now, I love this. Leslie says, and I'm just kind of scrolling, okay? Is big gathering today. As I tried on tops, I put those that don't flatter in a donation bag. Rock on. Rock on. I just came back from a trip And actually, I will say this, I am pretty damn proud of myself because I packed under 15 pounds. I was overseas, and there was like a weight limit to our luggage. And I packed under the weight limit, and I still had clothes to leave left over. And yet I packed stuff that I could wear. So yay. I don't know why I'm telling that. Oh, because like sometimes you put on clothes and you're like, oh, I don't really like this. And part of you can say, but keep it because maybe one day I'll have no whatever. But other times you're like, I feel safe, nervous system safety, calming down. I feel safe letting go of this because here's another kind of, I don't like to say I dropped a bomb on me unless I'm on the dance floor, dancing to was that the Gap Band or something? You dropped a bomb on me, baby. No. Now I cracked myself up and I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, it happens. Okay. What was it? It was something good. It'll come back. All right. Tell me something good. Okay. So, you're not in any danger. Oh, this was it. I think this is where I was going. All right. Clutter is actually the evidence of abundance in your life. You have abundance. It's a disconnect between the abundance, the too much stuff you have, and the way you feel inside. Okay? So notice that. Your fear of not having enough keeps you hanging on. Set me free, why don't you, babe? Your fear of not having enough keeps you hanging on to stuff you don't want, but then you get too much, and that overabundance still makes you feel crappy. Okay? Alrighty, so Mama D, notice what you did. You guys have such insight, and I feel like this is so cool because I read your comments, and this is what I see. Mama D says, I learned that I curse myself for allowing myself for the clutter to take over, and then I get overwhelmed and I give up. Well, of course, you know why, my dear? Is because you are, oops, I didn't turn my, we're still here, right? My husband was WhatsApping me from overseas, and I tried to get rid of it, and then anyhow. Notice, you curse yourself. You talk mean to yourself in your head, and it makes you feel bad in your heart. And then your hands are like, oh, fuck this. Oh, I give up. Throwing my hands in the air, and not because you're dancing like you just don't care. No. So notice what stops you is the words, the curse words, the mean talk in your head that you believe. You believe that voice in your head, but the mean voice in your head is making you feel discouraged. You know what discouraged is? It's the lack of courage. It's the dissing of the courage, okay? Sorry, I'm getting texts. I should have put on my thing here. Okay? Yeah. So anyhow, this is what I am just trying to help you with, okay? Oh, thank you, Joshua. Sorry, I got distracted. I get distracted, but then I can easily get back on track. I know this about me and my ADHD brain. I use it for good and not evil. But notice how you, okay, I definitely more Goldilocks and need to come up from the floor. Okay. So usually when we talk about kind of balancing your nervous system or kind of get the balance right, as Depeche Mode would say, is going from either overwhelmed to calming down, or if you're laying down on the floor, to get yourself going. Okay. All right. I'm really hoping my messages just kind of, here, let me see if I can do this. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So again, to kind of recap. Well, first of all, I might as well introduce myself in case you guys missed it. So my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered. I usually do TikTok lives and YouTube lives Monday through Friday at different times of the week and different weeks because I travel. And I do have a schedule. It's not up yet. And the schedule is for people on my mailing list. Okay. I hope you have an awesome day too. But I just thought I'd pop in on this Saturday. So it's 11:25 Eastern time where I am. I will be on for like another 35 minutes. Also, anybody here who is on my mailing list, you know that we have the a decluttering, what do you call it? A decluttering party happening at noontime until 1:30. I know it was poorly timed as far as the time and the date because there's stuff going on. protests and things, of which I'm going to be a part of, frankly, after that. I just wanted to let you guys know. So if you're interested in the declutter party, that's where we show up and carve out some time, a chunk. We chunk down an hour and a half of the day to get some decluttering done. So for example, like some of you people, I'm just offering this. If you want some help, like Patty, you know, because you're on the mailing list. If you're looking for something to rev you up to do a little bit of decluttering, sometimes doing it with other people, even if they're not in your same house, doing it with other people can help. In the ADHD world, they call that body doubling. And it's just knowing somebody else is doing it at the same time you do can give you just enough of that oomph to get you off of your tuchus and up moving around. Sometimes, seriously, even just getting up from whatever position you're in now and putting your hand on a piece of clutter can be enough to get you started. You can break the spell of the clutter. Okay? So I just want to offer that to you. If you like what you're hearing and you want to know when I'm going to be on doing a live next time, they're going to be for quite a while. Man, I'm going to be on lives a wicked lot in the next 6 weeks easily, because my husband's away and I'm going to be at home. So destinationdecluttered.com, okay? Destinationdecluttered.com is my website, and that's where you sign up to join the mailing list. It's free. It's low-key, okay? There we go. Alrighty, there you go, Chicago. I love it. Yes, and here's the thing. I effed up. I shouldn't have even scheduled the party, but I was committed to staying to my schedule. So I get it. If not a lot of people show up, I will show up for you, and then I'll go do my stuff. So yeah. So Laura, yeah, so seriously. So this is how a decluttering party works. I'll just let you know. So you need to be on my mailing list to do it, just because I like to keep out the trolls. I declutter the trolls like nobody's business. Like ain't nobody. We don't need them. So mailing list people get access to a secret page with all the good stuff on it, okay, at destinationdecluttered.com. When you sign up, so this is what should happen, Laura, is you go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com. I will actually walk you through it right here. Where are we? God, can you tell I was just in Boston yesterday? My accent has come back. Okay, you go to my website, you scroll down to the bottom of the home page, and you see a thing that says... Join the Destination Decluttered members only email group. Email address, retype this code to prove you're not a robot, join. You should get an automatic email sent to you, and you might need to look at your spam or your trash filters or something that's going to have a link to what I call the secret page. Yes, you do. So the secret page is where information on when I do my lives and the declutter party, stuff like that there. And the declutter party has a ticket price. Now, the reason the declutter, so Country Fences says, do you still have to buy tickets for the declutter parties? You do, and you will continue to do so. But 100% of the ticket price, which is, I think, $20, goes to, I donate that on a monthly basis to a homeless women's shelter. So it's not even a moneymaker for me. But think about this, you guys. If you are trying to figure out what motivates you to get up and do something as opposed to just sitting on your couch, paying for something can be a motivator, okay? So putting some money into it can get you up and off of the couch and doing something, as opposed to if something's just free. So that's why I do it, because spending money, think about it. You could read all the books in the library, but you're probably not going to. But man, if you were paying for college or a class, that would encourage you to do it. So notice the things that can encourage you to do something, and use those for your benefit, okay? So declutter party is an hour and a half. We have 3 20-minute chunks that we chunk down, and you work on your stuff, I work on my stuff. I am there for you the whole time. So if you get stuck, unlike when you're alone, say, now I don't know what to do, you turn on your microphone and be like, Beth, I'm stuck. And then I drive over like the little AAA guy in a what do you call it, like a tow truck. And I pull over. I'm like, what seems to be the problem, ma'am? Where are you stuck? I don't know. I'm spinning my wheels, but I'm not getting anywhere. And I help you out. Yeah. So that's how that works. Yeah. And Judy's saying, I wish I could do the protest. There are other ways you can do it. You can make sure that you are registered to vote. You can encourage people to get registered to vote. You can make sure that I just got my sample ballot in the mail. So make sure you know what you're voting for. There are other things you can do besides holding a sign, okay? But you can also search for them in your area, okay? And really what that is, I'll be honest with you guys, this is kind of cool. You're decluttering the world of the things you don't want. You're doing something to change what you don't like and to get rid of what you don't want, which is mean people. We are team love, but also we're team, let's do something about the stuff we don't like, okay? So again, kind of going to that level, but then also to decluttering. Clothing that fits on my body, clothing that doesn't fit on my body. Notice that you may be keeping, I don't want to say you are, but you might be keeping some of your clothes that don't currently fit on your body because you are afraid that you might get bigger or you're hoping you're going to get smaller. But let's hang around with you right now. Whoever you are right now. And I struggle with body dysmorphia issues and stuff because I'm a female woman on the planet. So that's enough, right? Do the best to love yourself how you are right now. And while you are practicing that thing that we're never taught, and also try some things to change what you don't like. All right? Because that's how we do all of the things. Decluttering the world is the same as decluttering your silverware drawer, your underpants drawer. Okay? Now, Mama D says, I ask myself if I can live without it, and if I can, it goes. Okay, so notice I will always go back to the simplest common denominator on these things. Notice what you did. You found words that you said to yourself, because you're probably not talking out loud to yourself, though you may, many of us do. But you could ask yourself that question, could I live without this? And you know what you do? You're listening for the answer in your heart. Yes, I can live without that. Okay. Then when you feel better, you will do better and you will let it go. Now, sometimes you say, can I live without this? I mean, you say, I might be able to, but I don't want to. Words. I mean, I'm always thinking of that song by the Monkees. Words that never were true. But words are powerful. It's how we communicate. It's how we know about other people and it's how we know about ourselves. So notice the words you use. Okay? Okay, so Paula to the Jean. Really good. May start with cabinets. For items that expire in upcoming months, worried about food for EBT folks. See, this is my kind of people. This would be a wonderful thing to do. For example, notice. Right now, all of us have two things that many people don't. We are not at work right now, unless you're kind of sneaking around looking at TikTok on the job. And we also have internet and cell phones. So we are privileged. There are people that don't have cell phones, don't have time because they're at work to do these things. So use your privilege for good. Use your abundance. Again, and I mean this in the most revelatory way, that your clutter is too much, is more than you need or want. Okay? And so notice this. Yes. May start with cabinets for people with EBT. So notice this. It would help you and. I'm like a yes and kind of gal. Okay? Yes, I'm decluttering my one cabinet in the kitchen for myself. And I can help people. When I start to recognize what I am not eating, I can donate it to a food pantry. Okay? Now make sure that the stuff you are decluttering, you're going to have a category. Food that's expired, food that's not expired. Food that's open, food that's not open. Please make sure that you're not keeping for anybody food that's expired. Just throw that away. You're going to have to get more comfortable throwing things in the trash when you declutter. Okay? But I am also team help as many people as you can with your abundance. So I've done this quite often. I will be the person buying the can of garbanzo beans, and maybe they were on sale, so I bought 3 instead of 1. And then I realize I'm not eating the garbanzo beans. I didn't eat them then, I'm not eating them now. And I look ahead in the future and I'm like, I'm probably not going to eat them. I check the due dates. If they have not expired, I immediately put them in a bag and I walk them down to my local food pantry and I drop them off in the box. That means that I don't have food that I'm not going to eat just aging on my shelf until I throw it away. And I can help somebody else because somebody else would probably be so psyched to eat the garbanzo beans. Okay? Now, Laura says, I love that statement, but then my brain goes, I can live without everything, and I get stuck again. Yes, and so notice the real easy way for you to do this is, yeah, I can live without it, but I don't want to is also an acceptable answer. Okay? Notice, I can live without everything. So notice these, this is another example too. I haven't brought this up on this TikTok, but also the words you use being very all or nothing, very two sides, very black and white. You can't live without everything. You can't live without clothing, food, shelter, I don't know, friends, community. So it's a dance. It is a conversation with yourself and what you are doing. And this is how I like to frame it, okay? So first of all, Paula to the Gene, saying, you've taught me how to be okay to throw it away. Thank you. I won't give expired or opened items. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing, reframing. Laura, this cracks me up because I used to work in a framing store. And so the frame can totally make or break the artwork. It really can make a difference. So I say this is how I like to think about when I'm having a conversation with myself, is I picture myself in a car. Everybody picture yourself in a car right now and you are in the driver's seat. But the conversation is really happening kind of over here between two people in the car. So you're in the driver's seat, but the conversation is happening between your co-pilot, the person next to you in the front seat, in the passenger seat, and the backseat driver. Okay? So it's a conversation between those two. Now, your backseat driver is full of fear. They're strapped in. They're like a little kid in their car seat, and they're like, don't do that. I'm afraid. I don't know. That's weird. That's different. Fear is in the backseat, but guess who's your co-pilot? Some people call it God. I just say love. I call it your co-pilot. Your co-pilot is like the coolest version of you. It's like the big sister. It's like the really cool mom or aunt or whoever you decide. And it's part of you. You have this in you. You've got the music in you, okay? So even if they're like, oh yeah, I can live without it, but I don't want to. Cool. That's how you know it's something you want to keep. So, but how about this? Yeah, I could probably let that go. Even practicing decluttering. Decluttering is not an all or nothing type of thing. It's more organic than that. It's more, I did 10% and I feel good about what I've done. Yay for me. A lot of yay for me. Yeah. Now, Annalisa says, my mom sold her house she lived in for 35 years. It's physically taken a toll. Try to declutter. Oh, yeah. That's why every single one of us right now, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you plan on moving or dying anytime soon. Starting now and starting small will be such a benefit to you and to everybody you freaking know. Okay? So that's why we chunk it down. We calm down our nervous systems. We chunk it down and we get going so that it doesn't, it still will tire you out, but not the overwhelm and the shoveling of the paper and all that kind of stuff. Do it for yourself. Do it for the people who are going to have to clean up after you die. Okay? So please notice that the decluttering is affecting more than you. And sometimes we don't do things for ourselves, but we will do things for other people. So therefore, use that method of motivation for yourself to say, well, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for my kids. I don't care why you're doing it. Just do it, and do it in a way that feels okay to you. You may have never felt okay decluttering. I get that, because you may never have been taught it. You may have talked very negatively to yourself while you're doing it. So think about decluttering. If you look at this picture right above my head here, think of decluttering and life like a road trip. You are here, but you don't want to be here because here is cluttered. You would rather be, can you even see it there? I can't even look. You would rather be less cluttered, and you're on a road trip towards destination decluttered. So you're on your way. And what kind of road trip do you want to be on? One where people are fighting all the time from the front seat and the back seat? Or one where it's pretty chill and you've got the snacks and the music and you're having fun and checking in with your friends? and you pull over when you get tired, and that's okay. And you get back on the road when it feels okay. And then you pull over again and you sleep at a cute little motel, and then you get up again. So notice the quality of the energy you bring to your decluttering can make sure whether you show up again. Okay? Yeah, now Mama D, I think this is great for you. I'm currently getting my paperwork together for my children. I don't want to leave them in chaos. Yes, and. Yay for you doing it for your children, and you are making it easier for your own life. Okay? You are making it easier for your own life today and in the future, and you will have, as my friends who I was traveling with this past week will know, you will have one of my favorite feelings ever, peace of mind. I don't have to worry about that because I have taken care of it. And man, when I know that, peace of mind, and I feel peace of mind right here, even though they say we think the mind is up here, I feel it in both places. Kind of a rub your tummy, pat your head kind of thing. The peace of mind. Priceless. Priceless. To know where things are in your house, to easily be able to go get something to use it because it works well and easily put it away. Chef's kiss. Yeah. Yeah, peace of mind. Even traveling is more enjoyable. Yeah, because you know if something goes wrong and my plane goes down, my sister knows where my paperwork is. And my paperwork is in order. That I don't have to worry. Okay? Hey, Kara's Garden. Hello. How are you, my dear? Are you going out to March? I hope so. And if not, I know you're struggling physically, but I know you're doing the good stuff. Okay? Yay. Leslie M. says, so fun to spend time with you and this group. You're all in my good things book. I love it. Yay. Check this out, you guys. So this is really cool. I was gone for like over a week, and I said, hey, when I come back, you guys can share some wins with me, decluttering wise. So Kara's Garden says she has listed over 120 items in FBMP, Facebook Marketplace. So yay for you. That is awesome. That is so cool. All right. So notice the things that help you. Maybe it's a deadline when somebody says, it gives you and I don't want to call it a deadline because I don't like the word dead, but like a due date, Okay, so Liberty Lynn says, you always inspired me, but when I get to doing it, I get stressed. You know why? Probably, this is what I'm thinking. Liberty Lynn, I'm thinking, you're not hearing my voice, the voice of your co-pilot, the voice of the beehive, the voice of your co-pilot. You're not listening to your co-pilot voice. You're listening to your backseat driver voice when you're doing it, because many of us, gajillions of us, never even knew that we had those kind of two voices in our head. We heard the voice of fear. That's the voice we only ever heard, so we thought it was the only one. So we listened to and did what it said, which was, don't do it, this is awful, this is give up, this is crabby. I mean, I know this stuff firsthand. That's why I can call it out, because that's how I was. I grew up fearful of freaking everything. And I talk to my 80-plus-year-old mother right now, and she's like, yeah, I pretty much grew up a scaredy cat, a nervous wreck. So I know where I got it. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Kara, because I'm going to go this afternoon, and I was thinking of inspiration for a sign. I love that. I'm gonna do that. Thank you for the inspo. And hey, if you are a person, now let me be very clear. Some people find it easy to sell items, and other people find it overwhelming. If the idea of selling your stuff for money overwhelms you, don't do it, right? Just like white lines, okay? Don't do it. But if you are a person who easily sells things and you have the existing infrastructure to do stuff, and Kara has already done that. It's something she's done all her life. She's sold a bunch of stuff, already made $500. And you know what she's doing? She's not going out and buying more stuff. She's spending her money on experiences. I thought of you, actually, because I flew JetBlue, and I was upgraded to like a Mint level for some, I don't know why. Just because I'm awesome, maybe. And I thought of you because I think of JetBlue and Mint and you in the lie flat seats. I wasn't going to take a lie flat seat from Boston to Philly because then I would be reclined for like 2 seconds. But yay. So find the things that work for you. Look for the things that work for you. I have a bunch of them in my toolkit. I share it freely and openly and happily, because the world is a better place with people who say, yes, I can do something about what bugs me, versus people who feel overwhelmed and say they can't, because then you are susceptible to people who will lead you down the primrose path and say, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then they may be doing it and ripping you off. I'm not that kind of person, so I just don't do it. Okay? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Kara, this is lovely. She says, I love selling stuff, but I'm also giving away $10 items with each purchase. I'm always thinking, like, how can I move this stuff along? And notice earlier when I was talking to Livy, she was talking about clothing that she says, I owned it, I bought it, I wore it, I haven't worn it in a while, and then I can let it flow out. Notice that clutter is stagnant, is stuck energy, I guess. And how to get things flowing out of your home and life. Now, again, back to the chunking down, you don't want like a tidal wave of stuff leaving your house. That could be overwhelming. So you turn on the faucet maybe to just a trickle. Notice a trickle is a smaller chunk than a tidal wave if we are measuring water in chunks. Okay? So think about that. How could you trickle out even today on a Saturday, where Saturday is typically the day that people say, I can declutter, can't do it during the week, too overwhelming, excuse, whatever, not going to judge. But on Saturday, I'm going to do extra. So how could you trickle some clutter out of your house today? Because it will count. It will help to turn on the faucet and just practice noticing how it feels, how you feel. How do you feel when you let go of the stuff you don't want and you feel good about letting it go? That feeling is pretty awesome. I cannot tell you, but I could actually just divert you to the Destination Decluttered, YouTube channel. Over 800 videos or something. 859 videos up there, okay? All free for you to access. I'm not gatekeeping it, because then I'd have to keep a gate, and I don't want to keep a gate. I just want to let everybody graze, okay? Every time somebody declutters and does it in a way that feels okay and safe to them, they come back with saying, it feels great. I got rid of X, I let go of X, I sold, I gave, I donated, I left on a free table, and I feel good. That makes you know that you're doing it the right way. If you have decluttered in a different way in the past and you have then regretted what you have decluttered, then there is a different way to do it. So it is not feeling bad, okay? There is a different way to go about decluttering than you may have been taught or picked up off, on the street. How do I do this? I don't know. Stress out about it, fly around the house like a whirling dervish, shove things in closets, and then it looks good on the surface. That's how I grew up. That's why I was still, as of last summer, digging bags of random paperwork out of the attic of my parents' house. Paperwork that had been there since like the mid-70s. I know this stuff, people, okay? There you go, Laura. It made me think of every time a declutter happens, an angel gets its wings. Thanks, Clarence, right? Oh, it's so funny. The other day, I guess just share, there's somebody we just met in town, and I found a way to remember his name, and it's Joseph. Okay? Yeah, so think about that. And it's true, really. How about this even? Let's run with that, okay? Laura, when you declutter something today, you are being an angel to somebody. You are being an angel to somebody who doesn't even know that they have a guardian angel. Because you may never meet the person who benefits from your donation, but you can feel like a guardian angel. You can feel like a fairy godmother. You have enough that you have enough for yourself, and You are helping people you may not even ever meet, but you know you're helping them. I don't know who's eating the food that I donate on a regular basis to the food pantry. I also know that the food that I donate to the food pantry is not nearly enough to feed a family. So I have a monthly donation that is withdrawn from my bank account that goes to the food pantry. Do I know those people? No. Do I put part of my taxable income, my money that I make through my work, do I give it away to people I don't know? Yes. Yes. Because I've been helped by strangers. This is the kind of world I want to live in. Is when you have too much, you level off what you have, so you're still okay. You're not being affected drastically. You're not getting into lack and fear, but you're saying, I'm good. Yes, and yes, I have a lot, and I am happily, generously, because I'm a generous person. Okay? Do you want to be a generous person, or do you want to be a greedy person and holding on to it? Now, some of us are afraid to let go of things because we grew up with not a lot. So just notice. I'm not asking you to do a damn thing until you just notice the stories. Why am I hanging on to this? Well, because when I was 4 years old, my mother took it away from me, and I'm still mad. I never got that toy for Christmas, or I had it and my mother threw it away. Sorry, moms, I keep on giving you the bad. My dad threw it away. My dad threw away all my doll clothes. My mother didn't know how to declutter, so I am living differently. But it's your life now, and how is that rebelling against your previous existence working out for you? I hope it's working out well. I do. I hope that I get to a point where everything I say, everybody's like, I get it, cool, I'm good, I'm done, I have an awesome life, and they mean it, and that there's no more need for me to help with this kind of stuff. But until that time, until I know that I have helped people, and also that the words I use, feel free to copy and paste them and help other people with this, because the more that we can learn the survival skill of reconnecting with your human body, calming down your nervous system and saying, what's really important to me? Listening for that answer, writing, here's another one for those of you who are doing shots, writing down what's important, and then realizing a bunch of that other stuff is not important. Now, I am not a person who thinks it's cool to have a cool my cool purse, oh my gosh, I got the cutest little tote bag that I am overly, I am telling you, my excitement over this tote bag that was like a 15 euro tote bag at this gin place we went to, I am so excited about that. Makes me happy. Would I be happy with a Louis Vuitton bag? No, some people are. I try not to judge them. I kind of do. But I just say, at the end of the day, what's important? Somebody says, I can live without everything. You can't. You got to have clothes on your body, unless you're going to get cold or just feel awkward. Food to eat, community, safety, shelter, some of those really basic things. And, a couple of other levels. So I just offer to you, figuring out what you want and going for it. And that could be big scaled, and it can be very low key. And yes. Alrighty, I think Mouse is coming from Mexico City, and there we go. Listening to my words. I can't even speak now because I'm like, you're listening to me, and I talk so randomly. But I hope what you're hearing is helping. So, what time is it? All right, it's 11:54. I'm going to sign off in 5 minutes. Couple of things, okay? A couple of things. One is, if you like how this engagement, whatever it is, I just saw the word up here. It says engage with viewers. I'm engaging with viewers, okay, TikTok? All right, so I offer to you. Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Here I am. I'm here to help you, but I'm signing off in 5 minutes. This Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I might do a pop-up tomorrow. I don't know. That's why I call them pop-ups. If you want to know when I'm going to be live again, first step is going to be to sign up for the mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com. Okay? When you do that, you are going to get an automatic email that has almost like the key to the secret room It's like the link to the secret page. And one of the things I'm going to be doing at the declutter party in about 5 minutes is looking at my schedule for the next week or two and starting to fill in that schedule. It may be done today. It may not, depending upon how the party goes, how many people we have showing up. Okay? But please know that if you are struggling with clutter, I do offer one-on-one paid coaching to, private clients. So if that sounds interesting to you, please know it is one of my offers. It's pretty much the only thing I do. But also, if you're like, oh, I can't afford it, whatever, I get that. I'm not going to convince you to pay me money. But what I will say is that there are 859 free videos. I add to them all the time. I do these YouTube lives, TikTok lives, all of those things. And I'm just really here to help. Because I figure what I've learned has helped me. It doesn't make me any better to hoard it. It's better. Yeah. And Parla to the Gene, I don't talk about money right now because it changes. It does change. But if you're interested in that, you can email me at beth@destinationdecluttered.com. And notice how when we introduce money to a conversation, it can also change how we feel about stuff. Okay? So I just offer that to you. All right? Not a problem. So I don't know. I think that's about it. Yeah, like tomorrow's Sunday. I'll probably do a pop-up. We'll see. I get stuff to do. Next week looks good. The following week, I'm looking kind of, again, kind of down the road. I'm looking down the road, and I don't have another major trip planned until December, which is a lot for me to be home for this amount of time. So if you like what you hear, show up when we do the lives. I do YouTube lives and TikTok lives. Both of them are recorded, so I add them to the free library, the little free library, which ain't so little anymore with almost 900 videos. And they're all here to just help you if you're struggling with clutter. I don't know. I feel it's fun to me because I would have loved to find somebody to help me when I was struggling, and I kind of did along the ways. And so I feel like this is me kind of paying it forward or backward or sideways to help folks that are struggling with something that I used to struggle with. And I got to tell you, I don't struggle with it anymore. And the feeling of not struggling feels wonderful. And I want you to have that feeling too. And whether you pay me as a one-on-one coach or you don't, I'm not going to be that kind of person. I'm not going to gatekeep it. I'm not going to hoard it. That would not feel right to me. All right? All right, so Mama D says, today has really encouraged me. Yay, that's why I showed up today. And that's why I show up. The encouragement. Just remember, the good feeling you feel now will maybe dissipate, but you can start to generate it yourself. And you can start to talk to yourself more nicely in the head, feel nicely, feeling better in the heart. God, if somebody's learning English from me, I apologize. I make up my own words. Your head, your heart, and your hands are all connected. Think better thoughts, feel better feelings, do better things, okay? That feels like a really awesome kind of catchphrase to sign off on. So I'm going to sign off now. Again, we have a decluttering party starting in just a couple of minutes. DestinationDecluttered.com if you want to sign up for the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list already, you know how to do that. And Cat29, I hope this helped with your clothing. If not, well, I know it will if you do it. And then the next time, show up and ask me for advice on the next step, and I'm happy to give it to you, okay? Gigi Gina, good to see you. And yeah, think better thoughts. What did I say? Think better thoughts, feel better feelings, do better things. Bye.